Hello, everybody, and welcome to what has been a long-awaited D&D&Chill. I feel like, definitely for me, it's been a bit since we've hung out here in the tavern. Um, yeah, just things have been busy. Haven't had the best opportunity to hop in here. So, my apologies for that. Having some Greek yogurt real quick. But today is a special day. Today is a special day because of this. Not because of that. That is just a character sheet. No. It's a special day because of this. So, if you have not been following, Wizards of the Coast and D&D in recent years, which, hey, if you're watching this, I don't know what you're doing not following them. But about 2 years ago-ish, I want to say, Wizards of the Coast, D&D, announced that they were going to be coming out with 2 virtual tabletops. They were coming out with one that was kind of like a bog standard one, that was going to be a lot like all the others that were out there. Roll20, Fantasy Grounds, Foundry, my personal preference, Encounter Plus, and that is D&D. Oh, geez, bad gateway on their own website. Fuck. Where's it? Nope. No. Here it is. Maps. So on D&D Beyond, you can go into here, you can, jump into one of the campaigns that you run, and you can get, simple maps, and you can add tokens to them. You can add all tokens. I don't even know how to use this for the most part. I don't use this. I really just don't use this. There we go, token browser. So yeah, like, this is a very simple one. I don't care who I'm placing on here, but maps was just kind of a way that you could have a very bog standard experience running, different games. There were no there's no dynamic lighting, nothing like that. If you want to have Fog of the War, you can sort of paint that on. Like if we do, here we go, we do cover all. So now the players who would see this is the spectator view. There we go, start session. So, this is what the players would see right now. And then, as I'm being the game master, I can come in here and say, okay, I want them to, actually, I wouldn't want them to see, that just yet, but I would say, okay, you guys can see this much of the map right now, and you can see a little bit into the cave. And so from the player's perspective, this is what they're going to see. And that's fine. This works. There's nothing that says that this doesn't work. This is just like playing on, dry erase and stuff like that. As they go along, you can erase things and you can clear it out, and this totally works. But a lot of VTTs nowadays have stuff like dynamic lighting. They have character-specific vision. It does things, dynamic walls and stuff. So there is a little bit left to be desired with this, and that is kind of the biggest downside to Beyond's maps right now, is it just kind of isn't yet there for, I feel like, the largest parts of the community. I could be wrong, though. It's definitely not for me. That is true as it could ever be. I will stick to my other VTTs. But they have also been announcing and talking about something called Project Sigil. And there was a trailer put out, again, I think it was about 2 years ago now, where they showed some different, they kind of showed a trailer. Let's see if I can find that real quick. Was this it?
I saved you.
Oh my god. Yeah, I think this is it.
And I'm here to save you again.
So many of us played Baldur's Gate 3.
What in the sweet hells were you thinking?
This is...
All right, here we go. So the idea was to have a full 3D environment that you could, you could kind of add your own flair to. You could add your own stuff to.
Like the best starter pack that's ever existed for Dungeons and Dragons. You can also bring in any character from.
This is what this is what they've been selling, and yeah, this was from 6 months ago. And it's now here. It is now available. You can go to D&D Beyond right now. On their main page, they, if you go to, I think, Tools, if you go to Tools, there is the Sigil 3D VTT. You can download it to your computer, and you can start using it. And we're going to take a look at it. Now, I will be forthright. I did start it up today already. I played around with it a little bit just to try and kind of understand what all I was getting into. Now, the thing is that when you first jump into it, okay, don't know why that isn't showing up right. Okay, well, weird. We'll just get it started up here. Now, I honestly don't know what's going to happen with the stream. Legitimately, Sigil is kind of resource heavy. Okay? I will be completely honest and straightforward. It is kind of resource heavy. All right. So, when you start it up, this is what we're looking at. As you can see, I have New Age here. It's not New Age, but I was just, that was the first campaign that kind of came to my mind. So as a member of D&D Beyond, right now, what you get when you sign up for this is, if you are a free member, I believe it is available to anyone who just, is a member of D&D Beyond. But if you have the master tier, which I don't know if it's this one gets you access to Sigil. You know what? Let me check that real fast. Actually, I don't know that actually. Here it is. Yeah. What is Sigil? Is this dive into Sigil with a free D&D Beyond? If your D&D Beyond account was created, yeah, which it does ask you to log in. Okay. So then here is what it is. If you have a D&D Beyond account, you get access to the single player mode, you can join multiplayer games, and you can play the introductory adventure. You get one map in creative mode, you get 35 painted minis, you get 50 custom mini slots, you get 9 custom mini outfits, and you get the basic dungeon builder kit. With the master tier, which is what I have, you get all of that, but you also can create and host 15 multiplayer rooms. You can edit the introductory adventure. You can share and load maps. You have an unlimited amount of maps that you can save. You get 83 painted minis, which is more than double. You get 60 unpainted minis. And then you get the same amount of mini slots, but you get 21 additional outfits. And you also get the Crude Mines, Graveyard, Owlbear Forest, and Rustic Village building kits. Now, I have not dug into all of those. I really actually just played with the basic dungeon, but kind of want to walk you guys through seeing what I, you know, was getting into today. So we're going to go ahead and just create a table, hit create, and it asks, what do you want to do? Do you want to do, oh, I guess for, okay, hold on. We're going to change something real quick. I don't normally like doing this, but no, not that. Where's it? Display. Okay. All right. Let me blank this out just so we're not seeing it at the moment. Damn it. There we go. That's a little better. Okay, so I had to switch to display, not window. It means minis and assets they've created, not ones you can load in yourself. Yes, so there is there are minis and assets in this. So we're gonna do the empty table right now because I just want to show you guys the clean slate, just what you're working with if you're jumping into this without anything specific. Down here is the join code. This is what you would give to your players to allow them to join. You also have the option to delete, but beyond that, there's not really much else in there. There's also not a ton in settings either. There's some stuff in here regarding, like, you know, just little shortcuts and stuff. I'm actually gonna edit something real fast on my computer. I need my key. I recently got a different keyboard layout and I need to edit something. This needs to be changed to page up. Page up. No, page down does need to be that. And page up. Page up needs to be page down. I know that's confusing. Sorry. Yeah, just I guess you know, sneak peek behind the madness of me. I have a 65% keyboard, so on the right hand side I have delete, page up, page down, and a 0 key, and that's because I use the 0 key to bring up my Xbox Game Hub, and then I now have page up and page down properly linked. You'll see why I actually want to do that, because page up and page down are linked to going up and down floors. And then there's also like set minis to attack and dead, which I'm going to show you why that matters. Beyond that, there's just a little bit of audio control. There is the settings, the full screen or window. Depth of field is kind of important, I feel, but you don't have to have that on. But we're going to go ahead and jump into this. So kind of like a bunch of other 3D VTTs that are out there. This, oh God. Okay, hold on. Is that better? Yes, okay. We're gonna have to have it on low settings. You just joining me up? Okay. There might be some music that you hear in the background, which is coming from my cell phone, because I can only stream as long as Kiva is sleeping. So, but this is the basic field. Okay, when you jump in, you're gonna have this. And there is a little tutorial whenever you start this up. It kind of walks you through it. So on the left, we have the camera, whether you have it overhead or at the like 2.5D. We have the photo camera, which allows you to kind of move in, get a little bit closer. I haven't played with that too much. We have the floors. This is actually why I wanted to have the page up and page down properly tied, because you can see as I'm hitting page up, we're going up to different floors, and you can get 15 floors, which is sizable. Now, the thing is that one of the things you have to take into consideration, if you are wanting to build something that is multi-layered, you kind of have to start on the bottom and work your way up. You can build on higher levels, but it's, you just kind of got to know what you're building almost. Down here in the bottom left is a dice roller. Sorry, one moment. I gotta turn the lights on downstairs for the dogs. I just realized that. Living room and the other room. Go. It's really nice having smart lights in the house. All right, put that back. So down here in the corner, you can, hit these modifiers as you need them, and then just drag and roll. Rolls what it is. So that is the simple dice roll. In the corner at the bottom, you can see we have a bunch of different shortcuts. As it explains, WASD is your movement. You got Q and E to rotate. You can also hold. You can right click on the mouse and hold to move. You can also hold the middle mouse button to rotate. And you'll see that it, the compass up in the corner, it kind of keeps you oriented which way is north. You can also use the mouse wheel to scroll in and out. And you can also use this to adjust the tilt of your camera. When you're holding an object, you can also scroll the mouse wheel, at least on the tokens, to rotate things. I don't know what shift does for camera speed. I haven't really messed with that. Alt and left click pings. And you can change your color at the top of the screen for each individual character. I was playing around with that before, and then this is just the token for the Dungeon Master. On the right hand side, we have a couple different options. Is that just for you or the players too? So this is the building mode. Like or not the building mode. So a lot of this is going to be for the Dungeon Master. I have yet to I've yet to mess with this from the player side of things. So on the right-hand side, we have the adventure journal. So this is going to essentially be your DM screen in a way. It does use markup, but it uses an edited version of markup that normally your section headers and your subheaders would use the pound sign. You would put like 1 in front of whatever. You'd put like pound space and then like the name of something, and it would make that the main header, and then you'd put 2 pound symbols and it would make it like the next header, and then 3 and make it a subheader. This is a little bit different. Also using the backslashes for italics is also different. Normally on Markdown, you would have single stars on either side of your text for italics and double stars for bold, and then you could do 3 on either side to have it bold and italics. For the most part, it is kind of the same thing. So if you are familiar with markup, it's just you just have to kind of use an editor, there's just a little bit of a change to it. But you can go in here, you can type in whatever, it's, just a place that you can keep notes. You can have different books. So if you want to have one where this is the adventure journal, you want to have one where it's like campaign notes, you want to have one where it's your NPCs, you can do whatever you want with these, and then you can edit them as you need to. Over here, we have creative mode. This is where you're going to be building. And I hate to say it, but I can't remember what it's called. It's not Fantasy Grounds. I can't remember what the other 3D VTT is. Hold on. What the fuck is that? That's new. Okay. Not 3D. It's not found. Tailspire. That was the other one I was thinking of. So, Tailspire is a very popular, is a very popular VTT. It's arguably very similar. Why is that not playing? Okay. You gonna play now? Yeah. So it's arguably kind of similar. You can have 3D minis on there. You can put in, assets. You can build different levels. You can have different color dice. Tailspire's been around for a long time. Okay, it's been around for a bit, and the bottom line is that they've had time to, kind of perfect what it is that they're doing, and I've never truly been super into it because it takes a lot of time to sit there and design this and to build your encounters to utilize this space. Now, if you're somebody who paints minis and stuff like that, and you have like Dwarven Forge terrain and stuff, this is your kind of shit just in a digital format. Most people who use that stuff are going to have physical things that they do, where most people that are doing it digitally want things that are fast, quick, and simple. So it has its pros and its cons. Now, I was under the impression that Sigil was going to be different, that it was going to be there's some music. That it was going to be something like a little bit easier, almost, with a little bit of a, more user-friendly experience. I kind of hate to say it, it's really not. Oh, look at that. I never even looked into these. I kind of hate to say it, it doesn't really feel like it's that different. Like, you are still having to go in. Like, if I wanted to set up, say, a 5-room dungeon, essentially, okay? Let's say the players are going to start down here. So obviously each one of these sub squares is going to be 5 feet. So we'll start with a space. And the nice thing is you can just drag these. You can hold Alt to delete stuff. So if you want to delete like certain panels, you can do that. If you want to click, you can do that. And you can also change, how the floor pieces look. Obviously, each one of these is going to have a different look, and then as you scroll across, you have different kinds of walls and stuff. So let's just do a very, very simple, we'll do a small hallway. We'll have it branch off here and go to a small room. We'll have this branch off this way, and have it find a small room here. Oh, thanks, Hawketh. It's very kind of you. And then we'll have this go up. We'll have it turn a bend and have, let's say we'll have a little bit of a bigger room here. And then off of didn't mean to put that. Here's the one thing. It doesn't have Control Z. Does not have undo. Big missed opportunity. I just want to point that out. Big missed opportunity. You know what? Actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of those. I'm going to do this. And I'm actually going to expand this center room just a bit. Because I want to put that in the middle. Let's erase what was already. Oh wait, I see what I did wrong. Yeah. So I want to put this in the middle, and then we're gonna do that, and we'll have that. Nope, not that one. That, and we'll do this. And so we'll hit R for rotate. There we go. All right, so we have starting room. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll do the last room. Be another big one with a small little like back entrance. All right, cool. So come down here, and we got a bunch of different wall pieces, and the walls basically are just the same thing. You know, just you find where you want to put them. You can drag, you can click individually if you just want to place walls. Doesn't really matter how you want to do it. And obviously, being that this is a 3D VTT, it is going to handle, you know, all the lighting and stuff, and you can change the lighting effects. That is something you can do. You can make this nighttime, daytime, twilight, whatever you want to do. Yeah, see, this is, you can put stuff on half squares, but you can't, I don't like the fact that you can't undo stuff. That just doesn't sit well with me. Now, big thing is there's obviously different types of walls. So if you want ones that have like this, you know, this wooden pattern, you can do that. You can also have ones where like the wall's partially destroyed. Nope. See, don't like what the. Another thing is you can also hold the control button if you want to free play something. This stops it from snapping to the map. So there was a point in when I was messing around with it earlier that I wanted to have. Oh, I didn't actually realize it would do that. That's cool. No, that does make sense though. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, you know what? I actually just realized that that's a nice feature. Except for that. But you can just remove those individual pieces. Okay, that's kind of cool. I do like that you can sort of like highlight a whole room and just delete the one piece that you don't need. That's okay. I actually like that. I was going to say, placing all of these does kind of become a bit of a chore, but you know what you're working with. All right, now the thing is, I don't actually know if there's a way to rotate walls 45 degrees. Because even when I hold free place, I can't rotate this, 45 degrees. I can only rotate it 90-degree turns, which, again, I think is a missed opportunity. Because I don't think there are walls in here that, give me that option of, no, I don't, oh, wait, nope, I'm wrong, but, yeah, no, you're right, there we go, Hawketh, good call. I'm kind of surprised, though, that they just don't let you put standard walls at 45 degrees. I just don't, I'm not a huge fan of that. We got a lot of other pieces too. We have like these big corner stairs and stuff. So like we can sort of have this, where if the players were coming from like a, like a entrance up at the top of this, then we can place this in here, and then this is where, you know, they spawn in, obviously. Does seem, yeah, it does. Yeah, that's the thing, and it, you know, there is those things to consider. All right, so next, so here's another cool thing. There are some tiles that you will notice, like this one. Sorry, the door here. So doors can actually have different variations depending on what you want. So you can have an open door, you can have a closed door, you can have one that is ajar, one that is broken. Right, no, that's still the ajar one. Okay, don't know why that one's not working right. And then you can have one that's broken. This one's like smashed open. This one's ajar. Oh, it's open the other way. My bad. Can't you hit equal and go up a floor and stack? Stack what? Yes, you can go up. You can press enter and go up a floor. And you can press minus to go down a floor. So we are gonna put a closed door right here. And that means that we are going to want, we're going to want a bit of a half wall there to block that in. And then over here, we can have this be open. Just have this be an archway. We can also have this be an archway, but we can place this into the center of it, have there be, you know, a metal gate leading further in. And then over here, we can throw this archway in. The nice thing is that you can just kind of overlap some stuff. So it does make that really convenient. All right, so let us finish up. You know what? We're actually going to grab, instead of doing that, we're going to have this big double door. Go. And we'll have that. Didn't mean to do that. There we go. Leading into there. And then in this room, we're going to have some traps. And then finally up here, we're going to grab this half wall that's kind of broken, and grab this as well. Oh shit, nope, that's right. I forgot that would replace it. That we're gonna do this. Go, and we can do a little bit of terrain modification in a minute. There we go. So they'll be able to see that there's something back in there. Okay, so now that we have the general layout of this whole thing, now we got to figure out what do we want it to, you know, what do we want this to look like? Here, we'll put this in here. Cool. All right, so we got to figure, okay, so now we want to have, we're not really going to worry about terrain. Terrain really is like just stuff like that, which we're not too worried about. I will say this does have like really nice pieces that you can sort of drop in and use to fill if you were doing like an outside terrain, or trees if you were doing something outside. So that is nice. There is another thing down here on the bottom of set pieces, which are full, like, little dioramas that you can just click and drop in. So if you do want to use, like, some prefabbed things, they are under set pieces. I'm actually really curious about what some of the other set pieces are, because I didn't look at the other groups. That's kind of cool. What else we got? We got graveyard set pieces. Oh, cool. Some, like, mausoleums and stuff. That's kind of cool. Albert Forest. Just, like, patches of trees and environments. It looks like a nest. Yeah, that's a nest. And Rustic Village. Cool, yeah. Full-on buildings. That makes a lot of sense. Cool. Alright, so we're going to go back to the basic dungeon. And now we're going to jump into props. So in props, again, kind of like Tailspire, you have your run-of-the-mill stuff. You know, you got your tables and chairs, bedrolls, chests, gold, ladders. You have trapdoors that can go into the center of rooms. That can be open or closed or broken. You got sconces and torches and stuff, which I will say are really nice because they actually do add real light to the whole thing. So when the players would get into here, and we change the lighting to dark, which we can actually do that. Where is it? Environment details. Here it is. In here we have a lot of stuff. You can change what the background, like what the floor looks like. Have it be grass or dirt. And then lighting, we want basic interior. There we go. So look at how beautiful that is. Look how fucking beautiful that looks now. And this we're going to do indoor. So the outside's just going to be darkened up. But you can see just how it's, you know, how it's doing all the best lighting for us. And obviously I don't know what these rooms are going to be. But let's make this maybe like a ritual chamber. So we're gonna put like a bookcase up against these walls. Go, and we'll grab like a table. We'll throw it here, and we'll put some books and stuff on it. All right, cool. This room can be storage, so we'll maybe just have, like, you know, 2 lights in the corners, some empty shelves, maybe a weapons rack on the one wall, maybe an empty one, kegs. We got kegs and barrels and stuff like that, so possibly, you know, some ale and grog that's in there. We got crates. And honestly, one of the things I do love is that they have like these big clusters. So this way you don't have to sit there and stack up a ton of different things. You can just sort of, you know, place like a whole grouping of stuff. All right. And what we're going to do is we're going to find, yeah, so we also got like skeletons, you got rubble, you got, you know, traps. In fact, traps is what I'm going to put over here. So, actually, so one of the things I don't like about this is, like, this is very obvious to tell. That's one of the things I'm not a huge fan of. Something I do want to do here, we're going to put a little bit of rock and rubble in front of where that broken piece is. And in there, we are going to put, we're going to put a small table with a chest on it. And the chest also has some variations. So we're gonna have the open gold chest, and we'll have a pile of gold. We'll have a couple piles of gold sitting on the ground, and we'll put some torches up on the walls. So that'll be a nice little, nice little thing for the players to have to contend with. In here, let's put a giant open pit. Something has escaped out of this. And so this will maybe be like something that has broken free that they might have to fight in here. And what else? Actually, you know what? Come to think of it, I kind of like the idea of this being up here in sort of this final room. So there's something that was like locked underground that is now in here. Actually, no. Actually, maybe it is better in here. I don't know. I think this is one of the things that, like, when you're doing a map like this, kind of just like seeing the things that you can play with can almost determine what it is you're gonna do. Oh, you know what? Perfect. Here we go. I speak of the devil. Almost literally. We are going to put a table in the middle. We are going to have a coffin. And it is going to be open. And they're going to fight a vampire. That is 100% what we're doing. And let's put something up on the wall. Let's see if I actually don't know if there is a token for like a lever. I guess we could always do like an unlit sconce. Could just do this. Could do this. So you have to pull the chain in this room. Yeah, I don't hate it. Not a huge fan of the fact that there isn't like a lever. But again, we could always do, something like this, where it's an unlit sconce that would open up this door. But I think we're going to go for the chain. So we're going to have a chain in that other room. We're going to have a chain over here, and that's actually what opens this metal door. So, okay, cool. So we're going to have some big monster in here. We're going to have a vampire. We have some traps. We're going to put some bear traps down in there. I think that'll be a lot of fun. All right, so now, what else do we got? Like I said, I haven't actually looked at all these. I'm curious about these other props. Maybe there's actually something in here. Ooh, that's cool. Oh, sick. Okay, no, these are sick. Oh, nice. A cool-ass throne. Okay, what do we got in the graveyard props? Shovel, lanterns, some gates, statue pieces. Lots of headstones. Lots of headstones. That's understandable. In the forest, we got lots of rocks, nests, and bones. I think we'll just, in honor of it, we'll throw a little skull in the corner. I think that's kind of funny. Oh, look at that. We got an adventure board. We got some more shelving, some tables. I still don't see a lever. You know what? Can't always have everything. Okay, so that right there, we just went through and made a 5-6 room dungeon. Okay. We have our entrance, we have a storage area, we have a ritual room. In order to open up this gate, you need to pull the chains on one wall, you need to pull the chains on this wall. And then that'll open up here. You'll get to this room where there will be some, you know, big monster that has, you know, awakened, is guarding this room. And then up here, they'll fight a vampire. And this is going to be a dark room. But in order to get to there, they need to pass through some of these. And then they'll be able to break down this wall, get the treasure, maybe some magic items, stuff like that. Cool. Great and all. So now we need some tokens. Okay? Now we need some tokens. And it's pretty simple, honestly. So right now we were in the creative mode, so we can click out of this. Here is our dungeon fog. So this does not have dynamic lighting. That is one of the main things that kind of kills me about a lot of VTTs, but being as robust as this is, I understand. I am going to have to lower the quality a little bit because my stream was lagging. So we are going to have to put on some dungeon fog. But it's pretty simple. All you do is you find the corners that you are working with, and you essentially cover the entire area. So we're going to do that for each of the rooms. Nope, that one was... And just like placing stuff, like items and things, you can hold Alt to simply erase whatever was there. So we're going to cover that up. We will cover this room. Cover this hallway, cover this up, and cover this up. So there you go. That is if you want to have the dungeon fog on, because keep in mind, unless you were to put like a second floor on this, which you can do, your players are just going to be able to see down inside. To what degree, I don't know. I can't speak to that, obviously. Now, other than that, you do have a highlighter. This kind of allows you to just, you know, draw a line. This is kind of like whenever I use the little like sparkle tool on Encounter Plus. So this allows you to, you know, kind of bring attention to stuff. Again, you can also hold Alt and click, and it will ping for everyone. There's also a tape measure, which will measure out in footage. It doesn't snap to the grid, so it is just going to show you wherever you click from. And then next up, we have the minis, and I think that is going to be one of the more fun things for the players. Now, just for the sake of us experimenting, I am going to remove all the dungeon fog, just because I don't want it getting in our way. But going into the minis, we have a couple different options. We have the basic minis that it offers, which honestly, there's a fair amount if you have the master tier. I unfortunately can't speak to what would be on the free tier. But let's say that there's, do we actually have a vampire? I'm curious. We don't have vampires. We got a bunch of kobolds, we have some humanoids, we have a bunch of goblins, some random giant monsters, an Ankh, of course, some ogres, an orc fighter, and some skeletons. So, we're going to put some skeletons in. Now, each one does have different pieces of equipment. That does play into how this is going to work when your players are engaged with it. So let's give them some long swords. So we're just going to click that and it's going to drop them in. And when it has this like dashed look to it, you can right click that and hit reveal. Now this is going to be visible to your players. So you can drag them out here. Again, you can reveal them. Let's say, let's give one of them, let's make one of them an archer. Cool. to go. And we'll put you over here. We'll put you over here. Now, the cool thing is, when I was messing with this earlier, if we just say drop an owlbear out here, when you pick up one of these tokens and start to drag them, you'll see this white line that appears right on that border, okay? That is actually the limitation of their movement. That's as far as they can move. So it does kind of give you that automated insight about where it needs to go. Let's put some more in here. We're gonna do we'll do those two. All right, and we'll have the staff one in here. So we'll say it's a bunch of undead, and then in here we're gonna have an ogre, and we'll make him in attack mode. Now, the only thing that I don't like is I feel like these tokens are supposed to be bigger. I could be wrong. Like, I don't like how it, like, drops down in size. But I don't know if, I don't know if that's right. Like, the space on the bottom is absolutely right. But I feel like this thing should be bigger. I just think it should be bigger. And then up here, because we don't have a vampire, we're just going to have a human wizard. We'll have a human wizard in there, and that'll be in place of the vampire. Cool. All right. So, now that we have that, we also have, if you want, a bunch of tokens. And would you look at that? These ones aren't going to have minis, but these will be exactly what they are. So, while we're not going to get the same effect from the minis, it isn't taking up the full space on the base. It should be bigger. It should be considerably bigger. So while we don't have a ton of minis, we do have pretty much all the basic tokens from the whatchamacallit, the system reference document. So in here, you can pretty much go through, find whatever you want. You know, if you want, like if you have a ranger in your party and they're a beastmaster, here you have the stat blocks for the beasts of the land, sea, and air. If you want an adult dragon, an adult copper dragon, well, there's your token. Again, it's not going to be a big mini, but it gets the point across. So, like, we could actually say, hey, instead of this human wizard, this is our vampire token. This is where they are. And as you can see, it is putting all of them across the top of the screen. Now, that's important because now we're going to be getting onto the player tokens. So if we go into add a mini and we go to custom, as you can see, I already have 2 of them in here because I was messing around with this. But what we have the option of, let me move this over to another screen. So in here, we'll click new mini. And of course, the way that the camera does it, it doesn't let us see them. Nope, I want to get out of creative mode. Here we go. Come on. We'll do it in here. All right, we're gonna go to add mini, go to custom. We can get rid of this guy. And there we go. Okay, so right now, all we have is human, elf, dwarf, gnome, halfling, and orc. For the time being, that's what we got. And we are going to name this guy. Well, I'm looking for just a random character that I've made in the past that this can be. You know what? Let's do here we go. Yeah, we'll do Alaric. I made Alaric using the new rule set. He's a human bard. So we'll make this Alaric. So this will be Alaric Veilwright. And he is a human. And then we'll go to body, and we have a couple different options. We have male or female. And then we have stature. So if you want to be, fat and tall, fat and short, or if you want them lean and, tall, or you want them muscular, just somewhere in the middle. So, Alaric is a fairly well-built human. And then we have poses. So, if you're kind of used to Hero Forge in a way, it's very similar to the poses that they have, for the most part. A lot of this won't really matter until you put equipment in their hand. So we'll just give them a standard pose for the time being. We got a couple different faces that you can choose from, but again, all fairly basic right now. And you can also change their skin tone. There we go. That's good. Then we got some hair. And I actually will say this. I do like the hair. I actually think the hair is really well detailed, especially on higher detail levels. So I will give them credit for that. All right, so we're going to give Alaric... Alaric normally has, like, shorter hair. So we'll give him something like that, and then we'll make it a darker color, because Alaric has, like, dark brown hair. There we go. That works. And then he has a bit of a goatee. So that works. We also have some pretty badass options for beards, I will say. There we go. And then we have eye color. Eye color is kind of hard to tell, but it's there. You can change the eye color. All right, moving on to items. There's a fair amount of items, but there's not a ton of items. And there's going to be a lot of player tokens that are going to look similar and have similar things. Just keep that in mind. But I do find it kind of funny. This reminds me of, because of the orange color, this reminds me of Ted from Nerd Immersion, his Theodore the Orange cosplay. I thought that was really funny when I saw it. Now, the thing is that Alaric doesn't usually wear anything on his head, but he does wear glasses. But we don't have that option. So I think we're just gonna leave him hatless, unless we just want to give him like a standard mage's hat, which I guess. Now we have some different clothing options. We got a couple different pieces, and the thing to keep in mind with each one of these is that you can go in and change various colors on them. So if you want this character, to be Theodore the Orange or something like that, you can take, where was the wizard's robes? There we go. You can take that. You can go down here to color and leather cape. So we can change the cape's color. So we'll give it a darker, kind of richer orange. We'll make the robes, that standard orange. The leather belt around the waist, we'll make that black so it kind of stands out. And then the fur around his neck, we'll give it a, I don't know. We're going to get a tan look. So that this way it sort of blends a little bit better. So because of that, we are going to want to change the hat color. I think the hat color really is going to need to change. We're going to go for the Theodore the Orange look. And actually, in honor of Ted, Theodore, I don't know if that's how you spell it. Theodore the Orange. And then we got the binding, which is going to be what you can see now. That's a little bit more highlighted. But I think we're gonna stick to the lighter color on that. And then we have the ring, which is that center patch. And I kind of want to have that stand out a bit. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. My my daughter woke up, and my brother and his family came over. All right, so go on to gloves. I actually really like these gloves. It's like the way that they look, but yeah, it's probably my nephew. All right, so we'll do a white gem. Let's be a there we go. All right, now we got our weapons. So I will say they have a good variety of weapons. Unfortunately, you can't really edit the weapons. So if you pick this shield, it's just that shield. If you pick this staff, it's just that staff. So, you know, it is a bit of a give or take. I think, though, you can kind of mess, you know, you can kind of, you know, figure out what you want to do with these pretty well. And they have a good variety already, and I can only imagine they're going to add more. But for this guy, we're going to give him a staff in this hand. And then we'll just give him some basic pants, because we're not going to see them anyway. And we'll give him some simple boots. We'll make them that dark orange color. And then we have a platform, which is just their base, and we're going to give it this arcane kind of looking circle. Now, the bottom of this is going to be red, because that is the color of the DM's tokens. So depending on the color that you pick for yourself is going to determine those colors. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Obviously, we just made Theo the orange. If we need to go in and edit him for any reason, when we click him, it'll obviously give us this little icon in the corner, and we can click down in the bottom left. This will give us the option to go in and change anything we need, and even go in and edit him. Now, I am going to change him. I'm going to change some colors real quick, because we are going back to this being Alaric Veilright. So he has mostly pink attire. So we're just gonna change this up a bit. And no, we don't really have to change up much. It does look purple. I don't think there's like a great pink. Like, yeah, not really like a great pink. I mean, Alaric's technically his robes would be more white, and the trim would be pink. So this would be a little bit more similar to what I have in mind for him. But again, you know, it just really depends on what you, as the player, you know, want to see them in. This actually would probably do me perfect. Actually, that is almost perfect. And you know what? We're going to do this and kind of make him look like Gale from, there we go. There's our Alaric Veilright. Just got to change this gemstone color to be the color of the Crystal Fell gems. Snoop Dogg's, yeah, there you go. The only thing that I kind of wish is that you could change the color of the gems. Like, I wish you could change the aspects of the colors on the items, and unfortunately you can't. So once you have this, you can go in here and edit all of these stats. Or what you can do is, because if you go into here, you can, you could go in, you could put everything in, you can change the size, do whatever. But like it shows down here, we can actually edit his token, and these are all of my D&D Beyond characters, all 160 some of them. And right here, we have Alaric Veilwright. So if we click that, it populates everything. It even changes the artwork to match what I have on D&D Beyond. So now when I go under character, I have all of my abilities. I have my Bardic Inspiration, I have my spell casting, my expertise, I have all of my stuff. I have what would also be in his inventory, which I actually guess never selected his starting inventory. Whoops. So another thing that you can do though is on D&D Beyond, if you get the link for the character, you can click this button and hit load character from clipboard, and that'll update. As you can see, it says Barren Lands, because that was I was planning on using this in the GM Philosophers game. So we can go in and we can add this in there, and now we have access to this character and everything that that character sheet would have. There we go. There's actually the right setup. So now under inventory, you can see we have daggers, we have studded leather, we got everything we need. Only issue I have is some abilities don't fully adapt well, like Shillelagh being imported to deal 1d8 over strength. No, that's true. So that is one of those things where when you start getting into it, there are some things that don't translate super well. But we will play with this a little bit. So once you have your tokens in here and your players are, starting to fart around, and it's like, okay, we're going this way. We open the door, and as you open the door and you step through, there's a slew of zombies in this room standing about. Okay, so we are going to click encounter mode. Now, encounter mode is essentially initiative. It's going to roll across the top. We're going to have each one of these that we are working with, and Alaric is first. So this is going to give us the option on here to see our dagger, to have our features that we can click, as well as our spells. So if I want to cast Starry Wisp at this, then I'm going to click Starry Wisp. It's going to give me a range, which you can see there in the red. And I'm going to select my target as this archer. It gives me everything that I need, the attack roll, and why it's a +5 charisma and proficiency. And then I just take this and roll it. I got a nat 20. My token does the little animation. It deals the damage automatically, and you can see now that he's dead. So I can also now hit 7 on my keyboard and give it the dead token. 5 does the standard, 7 does dead. I think 0 does idle or something like that. Yep.
When was the last time Kiva ate?
I'm coming down in a minute. Okay. I'm gonna feed her. So, and then once you're done with combat, you would hit this and you can switch through. All of the tokens have their own weapons. They're able to do different things. So I can't really stay much longer. Kiva's up now, so I got to go downstairs and feed her and stuff. But I just kind of want to show you guys, what you can do with this. I legit think it's actually decent. I'm going to save this real fast. We're going to call this Vamp Dung. And maybe later today, I might have some time after the baby's gone to bed to do another stream. Because I actually, under the New Age, set up this. I set up this little encounter with some goblins and some characters off to the side that also has different levels as well. And a really cool feature of this is this item back here. Let me grab Cabriolet the Hunter. If we put a token on this, it's going to kind of be the thing that I leave off for right now. We can click this. Fucking hell. Look at how cool that shit is. Isn't that badass? God, I love that. And it even comes back up too. So, like I said, I just want to do a quick kind of overview on this, show you guys some of the stuff that was available for now. Like I said, I might do another stream later tonight if I have the time, but definitely go and check this out if you have access to it. I think it's really good to give it a shot because, hey, it can only get better from here. So, sorry I have to cut this off a little short. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Enjoy your evenings. I will see you guys later.